Hi Flosstubers, it's Diane. Today is August 21st, 2021, and I'm in a different place. This is, my husband and I are here in Morison, Wisconsin. We are at the Clarion Point Hotel in Mount Pleasant, which is just, I'm not from Wisconsin, but my understanding is Morison is north of here. We shall see. He's there, he's shooting, they call it the Appleseed Project. It's an interesting project, and we'll be going to pick him up soon, probably in an hour. And then I don't know, go out to dinner or something. But it's a quiet hotel, which is nice, considering my last hotel was not. And yeah, I took a shower. There was actually hot water. Yay! But on our way here, this isn't going to be a full update video because I left some stuff at home, but I did bring some stuff. And on our way here, we stopped at Country Sampler. It's not for sure. I think it's behind it. Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. So let me pull my goodies out of here. I told my husband, I said, if we're going to drive to Racine, we can just swing on in and I can check it out. And so we did that yesterday because they will not be open tomorrow when we head back. What did I find? Well, I've been following the Common Threaded Stitcher tag on Instagram. I think tomorrow is other crafts we do, or Monday, in the next couple days. Well, I'm a quilter, and so I picked up this quilt, Spring Green Fling. It's a wall hanging. I guess you could use it as a table topper, but my kids would get stuff on it. And they had a kit, so I bought this little kit. And this kit includes the backing fabric, which many quilt kits do not include, and the binding. So it's that green and these beautiful colors here. So I'm keeping it all pretty because it looks so nice. And yeah, eventually I'll have to dig into it. But this pattern with these fabrics. I also found this quilt pattern, Long May She Wave. If I'm understanding what I'm reading on the back of these were designed at Country Sampler. So please, if you're interested in either of these quilts, then contact them on their website. And Long May She Wave, and they had the table runner there. And this is a table mat is what they call it. So this one's roughly 24 by 48, and this one's roughly 36 by 36. Well, today, after I dropped my husband off, I went to a shop here. Well, I guess Racine would be south of here because I went south of here to this quilt shop. And the quilt shop is called Sew and Save. And there we go. That's their information, that's their website, and yes, you can order online. And of course I went cruise for a while. Just such beautiful things to look at. And so I picked up this red for this pattern. And if you could see in the navy, you have the flag and the star. It's just beautiful. And I don't know who company in this. My Heart Leads Red, White, and Blue is the name of the fabric, and it's by Moda Fabrics. And they had it in blue with white, so the flag and stuff was white, and then they had a white background with blue and a white background with red. I was tempted, but I just stuck with this one. Then you need to have 8 fat quarters of cream. I have a number at home. I picked up these 3, and then you're supposed to have 4 or 5 blues, and so I picked up 1. And So yeah, so I picked up some of the fabrics I'll need for this piece. And so I got that pattern in spring green, the fabrics and then at spring green I also picked up, I need this for cardinal points. I need 3 colors for cardinal points. They had 1, they were out of the other 2. That's okay. I'm not starting cardinal points tomorrow or anything. And then they had this, so when you get a piece of fabric cut there, because they cut this for me, they'll package it like this. And so this is by Seraphim Fabrics. This is a Tobias 40 count. And this piece of fabric is for Paradise Lost by Plum Street Sampler. And it was sunny earlier, but it's supposed to rain, so I hope this is coming across. It's just a beautiful color. What I wanted to replicate is when I went to Keepsakes and saw there that a customer stitch it or start stitching it. She passed away and then Barb finished it. She coffee tea dyed her linen, and I wanted that same effect, and that's what this reminds me of. It's not too dark and it's not too mottled either. It's beautiful and it smells really good. And I've looked at Seraphim fabric, but I've never stitched on it, so that'll be something new for me. So I picked up that in spring green. And then I have a quilt that I talked about last video. I didn't have the pattern yet. I'll try and put a link in the box below. It's called Autumn Quilt. It's by Buttermilk Basin. I'll link it below so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a wall hanging, and in the center you have wool that is appliqued onto cotton. And so the pattern came with all the wool, but it did not come with the cottons. So when I was at the shop here in Racine, which is like 5 miles that way, I think. No, that way. Because that's north. I am a person, I have to know where north is in a building. I don't know. It's just me. I just have to know. And so these I picked up at the shop in Racine, including this fat quarter here, because I thought it was fall-ish. If I don't use it for fall, I can use it for something else. And this I picked up in spring green. So this would be the main border. And it's beautiful. It has pumpkins, wool pumpkins, and then a wool crow on top, so for fall. I don't do Halloween by choice, and it's not Halloween-y, but it's fall-ish for the States anyway. So I got this in spring green, and then this at the quilt shop that way. And then my husband, I'm making a king-size quilt for our bed, and I have the pattern, but I've been picking up fabrics here and there. And so I got this one, although it looks very similar to one I picked up in Cincinnati. It might even be the same. If it is the same, I'm going to use it because obviously I like it. And that's the Geese and the Lilies pattern. And then I was just kind of peeking around, and they had this beautiful fabric. Is this a cave? This is Free Spirit, Bearded Iris. Isn't this beautiful? I don't think the color is coming across on screen. But then I found this blue, so this will be a project bag. It's beautiful. My grandma Davian, she was a cool lady. She's 5'2". But you didn't cross grandma. And my dad adopted my brother and I, and but we were always their grandkids. Once mom and dad got married, we were their grandkids, period. End of story. Our last names were different for a while. That didn't matter. We were their grandkids. Irises were her favorite flower, and every year we'd visit them in May, and she always had her purple and her gold irises. flowering. I have tried to plant iris bulbs. I have a black thumb when it comes to gardening. I don't know. I needed a new friction pen because mine went out. And then I found this cute pattern. I was waiting to check out to make these little bins, petit four baskets to make these little organizers. And so I thought, well, first of all, it'd be a way to use scraps and what I have in there, and I could use as quirky. I was using that on my back. Obviously, it doesn't want to be up there. I use whatever I have. I have some quirky fabrics. I have prim I mean, I have everything in between. So, yeah, I thought that would be cool. So tell me, like, how many... I can't tell you how big the ones are. I guess the small one is 5 by 4 inches. Anyway. Oh, they have fat quarters in this one. So they're not huge, but they'd be a cute way of storing stuff. And you can make them like a little quart containers here. Stitching, you can throw your scissors in there. You can throw, you know, threads in there, what have you. Keep it all in one place. But I thought that was cute. And then I picked up this pattern. I'm really liking this quilting magazine, so I think I'll have to get a subscription. Primitive Quilts and Projects. I purchased summer of 2021, and I'm waiting for the fall of 2021 to come out because there's the quilt on the cover, but it's in several different issues. Well, I looked at this one, and this is from fall of 2017, and it's the cover design, and it is absolutely beautiful. So here is the cover picture, but you can't really see the quilt. You can kind of sort of see it, but here is the full quilt. That is just beautiful. I have log scraps, and this calls for a bunch of 5-inch squares. Well, I store a number of my scraps in 5-inch squares. I don't like the mustard. Mustard just isn't my thing. I like to eat mustard, but I don't like it on my fabric. Or is it cheddar? I just don't like that color. But a gray or a brown or a bluish color would look stunning. So that's what I'm going to do. I have to see if what I have at home would be enough for the sashing. So you need 1/3 yard for the cornerstones and 2.5 yards. I might not have enough at home, so I might have to pick that up. But what I could do is make all these little blocks first with what I have at home. But this is a beautiful issue. I mean, look at this one. That one's stunning. And applique is new to me. I was talking with a lady in the shop. She said, how did she word it? That your sewing should be soaring. So I thought, oh, that would apply for stitching too. So challenge yourself. Try different fabrics, different threads, different pattern designer, or maybe you only like prim, that's your main thing. Maybe try a quirky little Christmas ornament or something. This is a tail runner. And my Grandpa Davia, and his favorite flower was sunflowers. And this is cute. Excuse me. I know this magazine does back issues. There's rug hooking, but I don't do rug hooking in here. I don't need another hobby. I can imagine, oh, this is cute with this pumpkin. That white pumpkin and patchwork below. I think the pumpkin is wool. And the stem is wool. And the leaves are wool. Everything else is cotton. So it's new to me, this wool thing. It's new to me, and we'll see how far I go with that. And I love this one. It's 9 patches. they used the gray and just pulled everything together. So I know this is supposed to be about cross stitch, but I'll get some stitch in here in a minute. This one I love. I love this one. These are cottons. These are not wool. They're still appliqué, but they're cottons. And it is called, Kay Harmon is the designer. Crows in the Pumpkin Patch. And she calls it a beginner level difficulty quilt. Appliqué intimidates me, so I want to get better at it because there's so many beautiful, absolutely amazing designs that involve appliqué. This cute one, show a better picture. Here, not cute, just a little line. I just want to get better at it. This one I think is mostly wool. I'm not sure though. This one, but again, it's Halloweeny, and I don't do Halloween. Although there's this one over here that I skipped over, called Moonlit Garden, and it has a Halloween vibe to it, but the reality is, this one here, if you took out the spider web, I think there's a bat or a spider over here. If you took that out, this would be a fall harvest kind of quilt. And I'm not sure if it's wool. I think it's cottons, but it could be wool. Yeah, so this is a definitely new territory for me. Yeah, there's a bat hanging off the vine, but you wouldn't have to put those in. So some of it's wool and some of it's not. So I picked up that. The reason I've been talking about wool is I thought I would challenge myself a little bit in my quilting. And I ordered from Buttermilk Basin the autumn quilt that I bought the fabric for, but this one, mini basket pillows. And I was able to get to this point on the project. So this is all secure. It's cotton, and I use my machine to make this blanket stitch. I'm going to hand stitch the wool here and the flower. Again, this is new to me, and then there's some decorative stitching. So that's this guy here. And then this one is the flowers. So I had to go around all the flowers. And then this one is the butterfly. This particular kit came with all the cottons and the wools, where the other pattern just came with the wools. And I ordered them from their website, and they arrived in, this is going to be the backing, in beautiful condition. So what I was thinking, not sure where that other, oh, at the quilt shop here in Racine, I picked up a thing of Cosmo because people are talking about Cosmo threads. They're hard to find in my area, so I thought I would try them. Or this is a Weeks that I picked up in Spring Green. It's called Pebble. And you know, going around here, I thought in using one of these neutral colors would work really nice. And I'll just see how it works. And if I like the Cosmo, then I'll look at using Cosmo in stitching projects. Right now I seem to kind of be more interested in quilting at the moment, but my stitching, it always comes back. It's my go-to. And also in Spring Green, I picked up Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird. It's been on my wish list for a while. I love the bird, the colors, and I love these flowers. These ones not as much as these, but the Blackbird designs have that balance. You know what I hope you know what I mean. Not necessarily symmetry, but they have a balance to them. And that's just beautiful. So that was on my wish list. And I found this one. Now this one I saw in 2019 at Galleria. I saw the model and I kicked myself for not picking up the pattern, because to my knowledge this isn't at Stitchville. Quaker Evening Prayer. So now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Guard and watch me through the night, and wake me with the morning light. And there's just two colors. Rose Garden and Storm Clouds is what's called for. And it's beautiful when it's all stitched up. And it's by White Lyon, Lyon, Needle Art Designs. And this could be at Stitchville. I just don't remember seeing it. But yeah, it's a pattern that I'm like, oh, I should have got that pattern. Now I do. It's huge, of course, because I don't do small projects. 200 by 305. And then I found this one. I've not seen this one. I'm sure it's been around. Well, it's been around since 2020. Betsy Ross flag. And these are, on the stripes, are the original 13 colonies in the order that they joined the Union. So it's on this red, it's Delaware. Is it Delaware, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina. It's weird. On the chart, it's easier to read what's on the red, and on the front, it's easier to read what's on the white. Virginia, New York, North Carolina, and Rhode Island. And I just thought that was pretty. There's only 5 colors in this, and 2 of them are DMC. So the red, the blue, and the black are General Arts. Everything else, the other 2 are the white. There's 2 whites, so like a white and a tan. Those are DMC. The fabric is a primitive Hare fabric. It's 30 count Constitution. I'm not going to do it on that. I have to figure out what the size it would need to be on 40 count. But it's beautiful. And I've decided that 2022 for me, stitching wise and a little bit quilting wise, is going to be patriotic. And then on the way here, I did a little stitching in the car, but some of the roads were not as hospitable. And there's a lot of road construction, so my husband's like, okay, do I turn here, do I turn here? So it's easier for me just to keep, yeah. All you wives are going, oh, we totally get you. So I brought Morison, and last time you saw her, I had this all the way up done, and I had these 2 trees, this bird, this flower. I had just kind of this whole section over here done. So this is on 40 count Havana by Weekstein Works. I don't have a board, but I'm just going to use the back of, or the pattern to kind of hold it up a little bit. So there we go. And then I've added the flower. I've been working on the bird and the tree, and I started these at home. I didn't stitch these in the car. And this eyelet heart, I started the first ring. There's 3 rings, so I did the center, and now I have to do the blue around it, and then there's red around that. And then I was working on this flower mainly when we were driving, because it's a fairly simple design and I don't have to do as much counting. That's the main reason. And I also added to the border. I was filling in this border here, and I was adding this border. I also didn't work on the gold in the car on this fabric. The gold is better not to know while you're driving. I mean, it still shows up. It looks fine. But Anne really liked her eyelets. I'm gonna finish the heart, and there's this is all eyelets, so I have the center done now. And I have to do these 2 initials, eyelets, and then A and M eyelets. Yeah. But somebody posted in the group on Facebook, she did Smyrna crosses instead of eyelets, and it's beautiful. I'm using the AVAS 1.3s, these, for the most part. There are a few that Stitchville did not have, so I used the AVAS skeins. this one I see a finish coming soon. The official deadline to be eligible to win an antique sampler from Nicola is December 5th. I'm pretty sure I'll hit that. I've also been sewing project bags, and I didn't bring all of them that I sewed. I'll show those when I get home on my next video. But I have extras. So I'm going to share my extras. And to celebrate my 50th birthday last month, and July is the 7th month of the year, I have 7 project bags. Let's see, the rules. Don't use the troll words, as I call them. Giveaway, prize, win, present, contest, all those kind of things. Otherwise I'll delete your comment, because trolls do look for it and they try and win giveaways, and then they'll resell it or sell it as their own. And yeah, I want this to go to a stitcher that'll use it and enjoy it. So the first one is this one. So I picked this fabric up in Roberts, Wisconsin, beginning of June, when my husband and I went there for a weekend. And this I picked this up in Rapid City last year. I had it in my stash. And the inside is this kind of typography, I think was the name of the fabric line. And that was one of them. And then this beautiful one, the sayings, like water wishes, I love, or love deep, be wild and free as the sea, there's magic under the sea. So a lot of cute ones, and that's the contrast. And then the inside is interlocking circles, which is the leftover of the fabric I used on Mini Dot's baby quilt. And then there's this one. And this is kind of hexagon, kind of a bee honeycomb feel, and it's also the lining on this particular bag. And this fabric I got in Robert, Wisconsin. This one I got in Cincinnati when I was there for StitchCon. The yellow one, I don't remember. Where I got the yellow one from. Yeah, I don't remember. But it was in my stash and it was not called for. So then I found this one in Roberts, Wisconsin, also in blue. And they have the same contrast, this plaid. And the brown has these interlocking circles. And the blue has this kind of peachy pink color. Some nights it looks peach and some nights it looks pink. And then I have this flag. The birds I bought in Roberts. This I bought in Cincinnati. And the red I had in my stash. And the inside are black and white chevrons. And flag with this fabric. This is a fat quarter. I don't remember where I bought this one because I'd love to get more of this fabric. It's beautiful. And the inside of this one is red. You may enter to win any of these bags. You may, but you can only physically win one. So as I go through and I draw for one bag, if you win your bag number 3, you are not eligible to win 4 through 7. I want this to go to 7 different people. I will ship anywhere in the world, so if you're international, don't worry about that. What word will I be looking for? Well, let's talk about deadline. Deadline, September 30th, 2021 is when I officially will close it, and I will use the random comment picker to pull a name off this video only. So I probably will do 1, maybe 2 videos between now and then. If you comment for the bags on those videos, it won't count. it will only count on this video. And these are roughly 15.5 inches by 12.5 inches size wise. You can put a lot in them. Excuse me, they're 100% cotton, so when I ship them, I'm going to fold them like this, but you can easily iron out any wrinkles, and it's a project bag, so if you throw stuff in there, they get softer over time, and they'll take out any wrinkles, so you don't have to worry about that. So, for this guy, if you're interested in this one, use the word animals. For this guy, if you're interested in this particular bag, use the word sea, S-E-A. If you're interested in this bag, which I have a matching one. Oh, and I'm not including any of these tags. I use them to write with, this is wool in here, that's where I have my wool pieces. Excuse me, some people don't like the tags, and I'm not quite sure how they'd go through the mail, if it would be an issue at all, so I'm not including them. I found mine at Office Depot. They were very inexpensive, and I got a big box of them, and I love using them. This one, use the word good, G-O-O-D. This one, use the word bird. This one, I can't decide what this is. It's a gourd of some kind, so I'm calling it a pumpkin. Use the word pumpkin. This one, use the word flag, F-L-A-G, and this one, use the word eagle, because of the eagle. You can enter to win all 7 of them. You can't say all. No, you have to use these words. Eagle, flag, pumpkin, P-U-M-P-K-I-N. Yes, I can spell. Most days. Bird, B-I-R-D. Good, G-O-O-D. Sea, S-E-A. And animals, plural. So, September 30th is the cutoff for the giveaway. That's when I'll close it and draw and all the things. I'll ship anywhere. I will do a video shortly after that, telling you who won. I'm not including any tags because I know people like to do different things with their bags, and that's perfectly fine. I will be folding them to mail them. They're 100% cotton, so just iron them if that bothers you. I'm not a professional bag maker, so my corners aren't perfect, but the lining, I did close the bottom, so your scissors should not go disappear on you. I had that in one bag. I had forgotten to close the bottom that I made for myself. I'm like, where in the world? I could hear my scissors, I could feel them, but yeah. So then I went around and I closed. I can't believe I forgot to close that one, but these are all closed. And use those words. Those are the keywords I will use to pick the winners. So we go back tomorrow. This will be posted probably Monday or Tuesday, so probably the 23rd or 24th of August, because the internet will be much more reliable than here. Oh, and this is a mural on the wall. Sherry Bouquet, when she did her video, she always showed the art in the room, and this is on this whole big wall. It's a little too much yellow. We've had a little yellow and a little not, but it's fine. It's a way to decorate the room. And my impression of Country Sampler, it's not a huge store. It's a small store. It's very intimate, but there's so much to see. I mean, I stayed maybe 40 minutes, probably close to an hour. I could have stayed there a lot longer because I do quilting and cross stitch, so I was looking at both things. It's very style-wise, I would say it's very prim, Civil War reprint fabrics, absolutely beautiful stuff. Wonderful ladies work there. They were so much fun to work with because they cut the fabric for stitching and they cut the fabric for my quilting. Is it worth a trip if you're in the area? I think so. Spring Green, I mean, it was pretty quiet because it's not a lot of fanfare to show where the shop is, but Google takes you right there. You don't have to worry about Google being wrong. I will say there's a lot of road construction this time of year, and that was a pain in the keister, particularly around our house. For some reason, they decided we have like 3 main roads that go into our town. Let's rip up all 3. Why not? It's like, why don't you do one, get that done, and then do the other, and then do the other? Kind of the professor in Chronicles of Narnia. Logic. Why are they not teaching logic? But anyway, it'll be nice when it's done. But I would go back to that store. I don't think I even skimmed the surface, to be honest. And I look forward to sewing the quilts that I purchased there. They also have an online shop, so you can order from them. They were prepping stuff to ship out to people while I was there, and yeah, I think it would be worth going again. Tomorrow they're closed, otherwise I'd go back. Anyway, this quilt shop here in Racine, the Sew and Save, I would go back there. Really nice ladies, a lot to see, a lot to choose from. A lot of different, you can get 1930s reprints, you could get Civil War, you could get patriotic, you could get Christmas, fall, yeah, just anything in between. They had kits, they had pre-cuts, they had a whole lot that I didn't even see. And if I would live here, that's where I would take my sewing machine. I gotta find a place to run a sewing machine. But anyway, I have to go get my husband pretty soon here, and I will put links to everything I possibly can that I've shown below in the description box. And again, if you want to enter for the bags, use the words, and you can enter for all of them. You can only win one. So I'll let you all go and talk to you later. Love to you all. Bye.